Okay, so this is all you need to make pizza dough. I'm going to be making it in a stand mixer, but you can mix it by hand and turn it out on the countertop if you want. Through the magic of busting my ass behind the scenes and putting all this stuff in neat little jars and bowls so I can do this quickly, we have all our ingredients set to go. So you get about 2.5 cups of water. I'm not weighing any of this. This is just done by volume. Get a little more light there. Throw in our sugar and yeast mixture. Tablespoon sugar, 1 teaspoon yeast. Tablespoon of kosher salt. Fire that right in there. And we got about 5 cups of that bread flour I showed you earlier. I like to put the water in first because I find that in the stand mixer it mixes better or easier, quicker, however you want to phrase that. Throw on our bread hook, dough hook. I'm not sure what it's called. And let's get this baby going. So you might, on occasion, need to take the time to scrape the edges of the stand mixer just a little bit, just to help form the dough ball that you're looking for. If you're doing this by hand, this is going to be very sticky, so a little bit of olive oil goes a long way. This is much harder to work with than a drier dough, but in the end, I think how difficult it is to work with is definitely worth it. Okay, we're going to separate the dough into some, I wouldn't call them dough balls, they're more like blobs, and portion them out here. So this is going to be extremely wet and sticky. It's not going to work with your hands unless you use a little bit of, sometimes you can use like Pam or just use straight up olive oil. This stuff would stick to you. It's still going to stick to me, but so I'm just going to portion it out a little bit. And I've pre-oiled some containers. Yeah, see how sticky that is? But it's not going to matter in the end. It's just kind of hard to work with right now. Get this all portioned out. That's it. You can see how sticky it is, and that's with my use of olive oil. So what I'm going to do, let me move this just a tweak here. I'm going to cover these with a little bit more olive oil, and that's when I'll form them into a little bit better of a dough ball. We'll hit these with a little bit more oil. And this is when I'm going to ball it up a little bit for you. You don't have to do this again. And these dough balls aren't going to be great anyway, but there you go. That's all you got to do. A little bit of oil. You don't need to add any extra flour. That's going to dry it out. Super easy. A little bit messy, of course, but super easy. And once these start to rise and the bubbles start to form, they will stick to whatever container you put them in unless you use the proper amount of non-stick substance, whether it's olive oil. I've used Pam when I ran out of olive oil. Um, there you have it. I'm gonna put the covers on these. We'll put them in the fridge, and they'll do what we call a slow rise in the fridge. That's it. See you in a couple days, dough. All right, we dumped it. Okay, I'd say we're probably good. So I think we'll leave it like that. It looks pretty good. What do you think? We'll dress it up. I do a half pepperoni and my sort of homemade tomato sauce, or not tomato sauce, pizza sauce. Uncooked, so I wouldn't really say that it's homemade. I just did some preparations to some canned tomatoes. But, okay, we need a spoon. Since my doughs are kind of different sizes all the time, I'm really not always sure exactly how much sauce I'm going to need, with a little bit of olive oil, because it gives it a little bit nicer brown color. Put my cheese in the freezer for a little bit. It helps it not break down so quickly. It gives the crust a little bit more chance to cook in the oven. It gives it a little bit more time. I got some pepperoni we'll throw on here. Like to cook it a little bit. Okay, I got a baby problem here. What's going on, buddy? You want to be part of this? Yeah? You want to help cook? There you go. Like I said, we're only doing half. I like to use the block mozzarella because if you use the pre-shredded stuff, it's got cellulose on it and it doesn't melt as nice. And then I like to use a little lightly dried basil over the top. Gives it a little color, and sometimes you get a little crunch off the basil. All right, looks like she's done. There you go. Looks pretty good. Nice and crispy. Could be a little browner. It's a little light there, but you can see how crisp that's going to be. All right, let it cool off for a little bit. Let's cut into this. It's looking good. Let's see if we can get the underside of a piece. It's still really hot, so it's probably going to flop all over, but you can hear it is pretty crispy. Good. Look at that. I love it. Perfect. All right. There it is. Next up, I don't know. Thanks for watching.